I remember her as somebody who was very generous and welcoming of me into her house and her life. I remember her as somebody who was incredibly curious about life. I remember her as somebody who told me that although life is often thought to be a great adventure when you're young, and certainly hers had been, that life continues to be an adventure as we get older. And every day I spent with Leonora was an adventure. I think that Leonora's legacy is still in its infancy. So although she lived into her 90s, and although it's 10 years now since she died, so she would, if she was alive, be over 100, I think that like many women artists, she was not properly acknowledged or proper attention was not paid to her in her lifetime. And I think there is still so much the world needs to learn about her work, and so much she has to say to the world. And I think particularly she has many things to say about themes like feminism, ecology, and the interconnectedness of life. These were all things that fascinated her, and they were things that she spent her whole life uncovering and being interested in and showing through her art. And I think that they are massive themes, all of them, for this moment in time, 10 years on from her death, 2021. Feminism, ecology, interconnectedness, the occult, spirituality outside of organised religion. All of these are great themes in Leonora's output. But one thing that I quite often think about is that when Leonora left England and left her family, her father, who was very angry that she was going, said to her that if she lived her life as an artist, she would die penniless and living in a gutter, because that's what he thought happened to artists. And when Leonora was in her 90s, I remember being with her in Mexico City at a huge open-air exhibition of her sculpture, and we were talking about that, and we sat on a bench and laughed, because there she was at the end of her life, one of the most famous artists in this faraway country that her father had never visited. So he was wrong, and she proved him wrong, and I guess that's one of my favourite anecdotes, because it sums up a lot about Leonora. Is it too long for you, that? I think whenever you create anything, a piece of art or a book or anything, you bring to it everything you have to give it in that moment. So if I was writing the book today, 10 years, when was it, 2017 I wrote it, sorry. If I was writing the book today, a few years later, undoubtedly I know more about certain elements of Leonora's life. Also, after my book was published, people got in touch with me telling me new bits of the story. But in that book, I said the things that I felt I could contribute. I'm not an art historian, I don't have huge knowledge about art. I was close to Leonora at the end of her life, and I feel like I understand things about where she came from, her family, because it was my family too. I did a lot of research about her life in Europe, and I don't claim that that book is comprehensive, that it's a biography. It's a memoir. It's about what Leonora said to me. So I think I did my best with it then, and if I was writing it today, I would know a bit more about elements of her story. But I hope that if she was still here, she'd feel that I'd done okay by her. That's all I hope. Oh, that's an easy, very easy question. There's only one thing I ever want to say to Leonora, and that is thank you. Thank you for everything she gave me in her life, and thank you for what she's left for all of us.